Hey, welcome back to part two. So this next part on here says find the length of the missing, or find the missing length indicated. Okay, so they want you to find DE, and the properties are pretty much the same. So you need to look at what's given. Well, I know that um, line segment YW is parallel to what? To DE. Okay, and I already said that it's either going to be bigger or smaller. And so does DE look bigger or smaller than YW? Okay, and so I hope that you said smaller. I hope that you can see that it's smaller. Okay, now when we talk about midpoints, it's either going to be half or we can say times 2 or divided by 2. Okay, and let's just think about this in terms of money, because most of you guys do good when we talk about money. So we could take $1, for example. Well, if I double $1, how much money do you have? Yeah, you have $2. Okay, same on the flip side. If I cut $1 in half, okay, if I reduce that dollar and I say, well, half that dollar, how much money do you have? Well, you got 50 cents. Okay, you got $2 or 50 cents. And so when we talk about midpoints, we know that if you take a line and there's 3 points on that line, that this middle part is exactly half. Okay, so if this was 50 cents, then that means this has to be 50 cents. Okay, and that would make $1. And so on all of these, it's either going to be times 2 or divided by 2, depending on if it's smaller or bigger. Okay, and so we need to look at this first segment and say, well, are we finding the bigger or smaller one? Okay, and we know the bigger one, it's 10. So if the bigger one's 10, what's the smaller one have to be? Okay, it's either going to be times 2 or divided by 2, and it's always going to be divided if you're going with a smaller one. And so DE, line segment DE, is going to equal 5. Okay, because we know this one is 10, this one has to be 5. We cut it in half. Okay, and if you were to draw a little line from E down to here, you can see that E is the midpoint, essentially, between Y and W. Okay, find NL. Okay, well, here's NL. And this one, the picture looks funny, but what do you know? Okay, what's parallel? Okay, so we know that NL is parallel to what? GH. Okay, and so is GH smaller or bigger than NL? Well, it's smaller. So if this is 10, and we know that this one is bigger, NL is bigger, what does it have to be? It's got to be 20. Okay, and if we were to look at this picture, you can kind of see that it's about half. It's about half that line segment. And so you know that NL's got to be bigger. Okay, and so NL, and you don't have to write all this stuff out, I just did, but NL is going to be 20. Line segment NL is 20. Find HJ. Well, here's HJ. What's parallel? Because that's important. Well, it's going to be TS. Okay, is TS smaller or bigger than HJ? Are we going to be multiplying by 2 or dividing by 2? Okay, well, HJ is the bigger one. So you're going to have HJ, line segment HJ is 10. Okay, and you can see if you were to draw a line, that's about half. It's about half that line segment. So you know that this half is 5. Well, if we talk about midpoints, then this half has to be 5. Okay, so the whole thing is 10. Okay, JI. JI is right here. Okay, what else do we know that's parallel? We got TR. Okay, so are we going down or up? Is it going to be bigger or smaller? It's going to be smaller, so you essentially need to divide by 2. So what's half of 8? That's 4. J-I is 4. Okay, H-J. H-J. Okay, and then we know C-B. Okay, so are we getting bigger or are we getting smaller? Are we going to multiply by 2 or divide by 2? Okay, and we're going to be doubling it. So 18 times 2, HJ, is going to be 16. LJ. LJ. Okay, so that's what we're finding. Okay, and so you're doubling it. So you could even say 11 plus 11. Okay, what's 11 plus 11? Because we know TW. So LJ is going to be 22. And last one, UV. So here's UV. And here's this one. Okay, so we're getting smaller, so we know it should be smaller than that. So it's 16, and if we cut it in half, it's going to be 8. Okay, so hopefully that made sense. We won't be doing this again until Wednesday, so if it didn't, just do your best and put it in the box, and I will help you when I get back. Hopefully everything goes good tomorrow at the doctor's, and I'll see you guys soon.